Hello and welcome to the debate on Evening Prime. Well, what a day it has been. History was created today with the Government of India, the Tripura government and the Tipra Agreement signing an agreement to fulfill the constitutional solution demand of the indigenous people of Tripura. Well, first it started with an agitation, a coordinated movement, a series of meetings and discussions, and here we have it. The centre, the government of Tripura and the Tipra Agreement today agreed to amicably resolve all issues of the indigenous people of Tripura relating to history, land rights, political rights, economic development, identity, culture and language, among others. It was agreed that a joint working committee will be constituted and the agreement will be implemented on mutually agreed points on all the above mentioned issues, and this will be done in a time-bound manner to ensure an honourable solution. The agreement was signed in presence of none other than Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Tripura Chief Minister Dr. Manikya was also present on the occasion. The signatories from the side of the Tipra Agreement are, of course, Tipra Agreement founder Pradyot DebBarma, Leader of Opposition 𝗟𝗜𝗩𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧 and Party President 𝗣𝗥𝗜𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗏. So yes, it's a culmination of over a year of movement, agitation, discussions, negotiations, and of course, it's a success story for a party which has always maintained, success story for the 𝗚𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗏, as people call him in Tripura. Success story because he has always put the community before the party. To discuss this and much more, I am being joined by Tipra Agreement spokesperson 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗧. I also have with me the convener of Joint Movement Coordination Forum of 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗏, Mr. 𝗣𝗥𝗚𝗓𝗡 DebBarma. Very warm welcome to both of you. Mr. 𝗟𝗚𝗙 DebBarma, first of all, many congratulations. How does it feel?
Thank you very much. Of course, we do feel good because it has been a prolonged agitation, protests and demands. And at least something is better than nothing. At least we made our protests, our demands to come into a certain conclusions. And in fact, this effort has been really made very strong for the further future movement. So it is good that government of India had realized, and actually India government knew about the situation of the indigenous people of Tripura. It is not new today. The promises that has been given by the government of India since the time that the government of India and our Maharani Kansa Devi had signed the agreement when we have merged with government of India, that the Tripura people, the indigenous people will not be left alone. Their security, their identity, their culture, the land and territory will be safeguarded. But unfortunately, it was not safeguarded and the promise was not kept, the promise was not implemented. But today, after a prolonged fight, since from there, I think today again created another historic day. Of course, there is always a future where we can still achieve many more to come.
Did you expect this to happen so soon? Why I am saying so soon? Because these kind of agreements and accords sometimes take years and years and years.
Definitely, it was quite difficult, and people of Tripura have also lost hope. And even 𝗚𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗏 has lost hope, but ultimately 𝗚𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗏 has to take the final decision saying that fasting till the death. I mean, that is a very, last end of the struggles. So this seriousness, fast unto death, is something very significant that makes the government of India to hear the voice of our 𝗚𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗏. So therefore, I think because of that, Government of India, with due respect, has respected and has brought this conclusion day as a success.
Mr. Vikas DebBarma, historic moment indeed. How do you look at this development, and do you think this is indeed the turning point and something which can, as Union Home Minister Amit Shah today said, yes, there were mistakes done in the past, we cannot do anything about it, but we can set the future right. Do you think this is indeed one of those moments?
Yeah, you can say it's a landmark because the Honorable Home Minister, what he has said before during signing of that accord, we should say that everything had started with positive note. Let's wait and see, because until the working group, as it is said in the accord, that is being formed and they start to work, it will be too early to say that everything is achieved. So rather, we would like to wait and see.
Absolutely, would like to wait and see. Pradyot DebBarma had a fresh message for his supporters after the signing of the agreement and after the briefing with the media. Let's listen into what he had to say. First, he spoke about returning to Tripura tomorrow, breaking his fast. And then, of course, he spoke about the implementation of the agreement, the formation of the joint committee, and how much work needs to be done. Let's listen in very quickly.
ये जो मैंने हंगर स्ट्राइक किया था, ये आपके लिए किया था, सबको नोटिस में लाने के लिए. अगर मैं नहीं होता तो आज ये अग्रीमेंट साइन भी नहीं होता. आज ये अग्रीमेंट जो साइन हुआ है, ये परिश्रम का लिए हुआ है. अपने पॉकेट से पैसा खर्च करके मैंने गांव में लोगों को मदद किया, और मैं कल 𝗗𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗧𝗏 आऊंगा. मैंने अभी तक सिर्फ ग्लूकोज और पानी ही लिया है. मैं कल आकर सबसे पहले आपसे बात करूंगा, उसके बाद मैं कुछ लूंगा. मेनी पीपल आर सेलिब्रेटिंग. आप सेलिब्रेट कीजिए, लेकिन मेनी अकॉर्ड्स हैव बीन साइंड बिफोर दिस आल्सो. उसके बाद इंप्लीमेंट क्यों नहीं हुआ? मैं बोलता हूं क्यों. क्योंकि अकॉर्ड्स हमने साइन किए, सेलिब्रेट किया, उसके बाद हमने काम नहीं किया, हम डिसिप्लिन नहीं रहे. लेकिन इस अकॉर्ड को अगर हमें इन स्पिरिट इंप्लीमेंट करना है तो हमें डिसिप्लिन रखना पड़ेगा. हमें जितना काम आज तक किया है उससे 3 गुना ज्यादा काम करना पड़ेगा. अब मुझे तिपरा मोथा के बारे में नहीं चिंता करना है. अब कोई भी हो, बीजेपी से जनजाति मोर्चा का लीडर हो, आईपीएफटी से कोई हो, तिपरा मोथा से कोई हो, कोई भी तिपरा सा, उन सबको जो नॉन पॉलिटिकल है उनको भी लेकर एक कमेटी बनाकर उनसे बात करके उनका व्यू लेकर उनका सलाह लेकर एक टाइम फ्रेम में 6 महीने के अंदर, जहां तक मुझे लगता है 6 से 8 महीने के अंदर इसको डिपार्टमेंट बाय डिपार्टमेंट वाइज अपना जमीन का अधिकार, अपना फाइनेंशियल अधिकार, अपना पॉलिटिकल एस्पिरेशन का अधिकार, अपना इकोनॉमिक अधिकार, अपना इतिहास का अधिकार, अपना कल्चर का अधिकार को हमें पूरा करना पड़ेगा.
So, a lot of work to be done there, says Tipra Mota founder Pradyot DebBarma. Anthony DebBarma, well, of course, the agreement talks about securing historic rights, land rights, political rights, economic rights, culture, identity, safeguard culture, identity and language. What can we expect from this agreement? There is still much, the details. What could we expect as the ultimate outcome in terms of, say, securing land rights, political rights, economic rights? What all can we expect from it? There is still not much clarity on this.
See, to put into a detail would be very difficult into an agreement paper. In fact, this is the core demand or issue that has been demanded by the people of Tripura. And in this nutshell, it has described, because this doesn't limit or this doesn't confine into certain area to work, but this has given a broad space. Particularly, say if we talk about the economics is a very verse where we can expand more. So therefore, we have given this thematic area as a very concrete, solid, word as a terminology. And now, for government of India or the government of Tripura to implement this agreement is not going to be difficult, because as I have said and I have been telling earlier also to the Honorable Home Minister when we had met, the land rights, it is already there within the Indian constitutions by providing us the sixth schedule. Sixth schedule paragraph 3 clearly says that the Autonomous District Council has a power to enact law for the land allotment and land distribution, and followed by the cultural heritage and so on and so forth. So therefore, the government duty would be just to give the assign to the bills that has been, passed by the council. Thereafter, subsequently, the others, now the TLR Act 187 section itself is giving the protection, certain protection. So if the 187 amendments brings up in order to, implement the land rights of the indigenous people, will make more sense and more faster. Therefore, subsequently, the implementation part can come at any time, at any movement. The only issue is that how government of India and the government of Tripura is going to expedite. That is the questions that will come. And that is where the Bubagra was telling that we need to work harder and harder, because the agreement has been already signed. Now, of course, the implementation part, it also takes. Now the committee will come, committee will be constituted, and the entire committee will need to formulate how to implement, what things to bring, what things not to bring, so and so forth. Thereafter, the implementation part, I think it is not a big hurdle for the government of India as well as for the government of Tripura. It can be easily implemented if they really bring with the, true spirit, if they really want the development of the indigenous people.
So,
And the other part, the culture we are already having, the language we already have, everything is already in place with a very systematic. The only requirement is that government need to just bring the notifications to implement all those whatever has been signed into the agreement.
so Mr. Vikas DebBarma, well, which clearly means that the job is only half done. The job is only half done. Yes, the agreement has been signed today. A lot of work to be done in the weeks and months to come. And well, an equally big challenge awaits the Tipra Agreement, the indigenous people of the state, and to all stakeholders and for all stakeholders.
Yes, of course, it's a big challenge for us, not only for the indigenous peoples of the state. It's a big task. From the state government, since it's a tripartite agreement. So I think the biggest role has to be played by the central government, and the state government also should act at their tune. And we, the people of Tripura, we are always ready to cooperate. So let the committees, the working groups be formed, and the modus operandi be framed. We are ready to work together.
Now, Mr. Anthony DebBarma, today the BJP announced its first list of candidates for the Lok Sabha polls. And of course, the name of one of the candidates for Tripura, of course, was announced for the Tripura West seat. East seat is yet to be announced. But my question is that post this accord, till now, Tipra Agreement has been in a way playing the role of an opposition, the primary opposition in Tripura. Do things change between the Tipra Agreement and the BJP post the signing of today's agreement?
See, for us, we are not into that deep into contesting or to be elected. Our concern is, first of all and foremost, is to safeguard our land and territory and our identity and culture and political rights. Now, after signing this agreement, when we talk about the political right, I think the government of India and the state government and as a party, as a BJP, also need to think and need to consider, because we have only 2 seats in the state. So out of these 2 seats, if BJP really considering the needs of the indigenous people to be the, in the parliament, to be the participatory for the development of the indigenous people, to raise the voice of the indigenous people in the parliament. I think if with that holistic mind and attitude, if they really come forward and want to give space to the indigenous people, I think definitely it is indeed very much required. And Tipra Agreement as a party, as a indigenous representative, need to be always given a slot where they can participate equally.
So, are you trying to say that the one seat, the BJP should actually consider the option of giving Tipra Agreement a chance to contest?
Yes, definitely, because they have considered these political rights. So political doesn't only means to participate into a state assembly, or political doesn't confine into a certain politics within the state. But political right, it means to participate, to able to participate into a larger context, into a larger platform where the indigenous voice can be, raised, can be shared. Then only the equality concept comes, then the equal development concept comes. Otherwise, again, if you, trying to sideline from the mainstreams, then again, the question of discriminations do come into a system. So for us, having a good faith, believing in the government of India and believing into a state government, or coming to this platform, signing this agreement, means I presume that they are considering our voice, they are considering our issue. So therefore, in that context, I think they should consider and we should be part of that participatory system.
One thing, you may have your own political differences with the BJP, Mr. Anthony DebBarma, but one thing probably even the Tipra Agreement would acknowledge, the Tipra Agreement leadership will acknowledge that this government in the centre, the NDA government, the BJP-led government in the centre, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been listening to the concerns of people from every nook and corner of the country, especially of the region, the indigenous people of the region. And today's agreement is another classic example of that. Mr. Anthony DebBarma.
Hello.
Yeah. Your audio is not clear to me.
Okay.
I could not hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah. What I was saying is that the Tipra Agreement may have its own political differences or ideological differences with the BJP, but one thing your party leadership may also like to agree that this government, the BJP-led government in the centre under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has been listening to the concerns of the people from every nook and corner of the country, especially the indigenous people of the Northeast. And today's agreement is yet another example of this
Yes.
concern and addressing the
Yes.
concerns of the indigenous people.
Yes, definitely in that context, we must really acknowledge the good things that this BJP government in center and BJP government in the state has really given us the time, and they have really listened to us, because at the outmost they have declared the holiday in the name of our king, and also they have renamed the airport, because this particular airport issue has been a prolonged issue. But when BJP RTFT coalition came into, they have immediately renamed the name of the airport. For that, we really thanks to them. Therefore, that's why we have been urging to the government of India that if you are really looking for the development of the indigenous people and for the development of the state and for the development of the country, then I think you need to listen to the voice of the indigenous people. Because if you don't understand the root cause of the indigenous people of Tripura, then it is very difficult. I think they really understood the root cause, and they understood and they knew the kind of situation that the indigenous people are facing. I think considering the whole aspect of the situation of the indigenous people, I think they actually came forward to accept and to listen our voice. I think that is the difference between the rest of the other political party. But when our voice has been suppressed, when our rights are being suppressed, then that becomes a very difficult. So whoever does something good, definitely we have to acknowledge and we have to thank for listening and for giving us that opportunity and that goodwill. So there is no doubt, but these government need to do more, because we have defeated the Communist Party. We have defeated the Communist Party because of indigenous support to the BJP RTFT came into power in the state. So we could dethrone the communists who has been suppressing the voice of the indigenous people and who has been destroying the entire our culture, our history, our identity, and our language. I think they understood that very well. Therefore, they are now ready to address our issue.
Absolutely.
So,
we can only look forward. We can only look forward to things from here. I'm running out of time. My last question to you, Mr. Vikas DebBarma. Do you see this as a turning point for the state of Tripura as far as progress and development is concerned? And are you hopeful that by the time it's the first anniversary of this signing, things will be implemented and will be in place?
Let us be optimistic and hopeful that everything goes right. We are very much optimistic that our long pending issues will be addressed in a nice way, and the problems which we are having on the language issue, on cultural issue, on land rights, and many other things. I think this is a what to say, a good start. Let us hope it's a good start, and within the time frame, as it is said, within 6 months or 9 months, let all this be solved. Let us be optimistic.
Absolutely. There's optimism all around in the TTA, DC areas, and of course the whole of Tripura today. History has been created, and let's hope things will be in place soon and the implementation will be complete within the next 6 or 9 months. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony DebBarma, Vikas Rai DebBarma. Well, it's a great day for the state, and congratulations to both of you once again. That's a wrap of this debate.